fully in the tomb. Only all of us who are together, who are struggling to be better, are here. So I may not know everything, even I have read it hundreds of times from the rule books. But what is the most important part today I would like to discuss is the etiquette of the officers and including the judges, of course. So I would like first to ask, who are the contest officials? May I ask our DD, Dr. No?
We have chief judge, contest chair, ballot counter, timer, and voting judges, and
Yes.
sergeant at arms.
Yes, that's right. Yes, so this is when we have the physical contest. And now we have the Zoom contest online. What happened? Sometimes more problem on it, right? And of course, when we have sergeant at arms, we have timers. And what happened? One very, very important question at Zoom meeting, when the timer being frozen. What normally we do? Everyone go, oh, what happened? The timer, technical failure. In Toastmaster, normally when we say technical failure, you get another 30 seconds to go on. But on Zoom, the speaker will be going on. So normally we will have a backup program. I don't know whether we have done it in our district, but normally we will have a backup timer. Sometimes something is my personal opinion. You may discuss it later. Yes, we have a backup timer. The backup timer will use the voice. For example, when the timer's light off, technical failure, the backup timer will take charge. Will take charge. Like 1 minute, 2 minutes, or something. It depends on the contest. But how can we know that the backup timer in another area, we use a different watch? So be very careful about this. So I always advise, as timers, don't use only one computer. You may have a laptop, you have something at the telephone, be ready for it. You just don't turn on the microphone with both equipment. That's all. And so make sure that we can run it smoothly. And then, of course, what about the contest chair? We will talk about contest chair first. Since we have, so we still have how many people here? About 13. Or, yes. So we will talk about how to be a good contest chair. What do you think about it? Maybe someone would like to share. If you are the contest chair, what are you going to do? I mean, when the contest is about to start today, you have to come to the contest. How far? Sometimes contest comes late, you believe me or not. During the club meeting, the club contest chair comes late. Contest chairs must be professional. You have to come early, the earliest one to be present at the arena. Don't use some story like in our country, Thailand. In the past, I remember when I became the CEO of the company, my assistants always say, you don't have to go first. You will be the last one to be there. I didn't understand. I said, why not? As a CEO, what's the difference? The company is under our hand. And then how can we be late? So IB is always early. That's why when I arrive at the scene early, one time, the second time, dozens of my subordinates arrive before me. So this is an example. That's why today we come together, not only to learn how to be a professional contest chair, but to be a professional leader in life. So as a contest chair, we have to appear smart. We have smart light, we have some, so many smart things. We need smart people, like the contest chair. Be ready for it. Before the contest, we may have some fun. We may be a little playful, but during the contest, never ever make fun of it, especially fool some people around or announce it in a funny way. Because the contest chair is a professional person standing there that will make our audience feel that next time I will come to this contest. When we are announcing the names of the contestants, be firm. Every contestant will be recognized in the same manner. For example, ladies and gentlemen, today our first contestant looks so smart, and I will first introduce him. No, it's not the duty of the contest chair. When you start it, be ready. You can say, for example, international speech contest. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Note, I love you. I love you, Toastmaster Note. That's all. But for me, I used to do this in order not to get confused ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Toastmaster Note. Toastmaster Note, for example, in the evaluation, contestant number 1. Have you ever heard on a stage one day, I observed a contest chair coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, and then go on with the name, the title, the name. And then she pronounced the second contestant in the wrong way. He just say the name and the title and stop. And you know that even worse, when coming to the 6th contestant, he skipped it. He went to the 7th contestant. It's a mess. But if in a club meeting, not much problem. But if in a start from the area to division to district, we will not give any allowances for such a mistake. Cannot go and do it in an unprofessional way. So that's why when we come to Toastmasters, at our club, we can make anything, we can make any mistakes. We always say that. You can make any mistakes, and then you come back and you do it again. But out of our comfort zone, no. For me, I said no. Out of our comfort zone, it's like when we are going into the professional field, we will be invited only once and everything gone. No evaluation, only rejection after that. So we have to be sure, as a contest chair, be ready for it. And when we announce the speaker's name, be sure that we do it in the same rhythm. Sometimes I felt that being a contest chair really not easy. Have to keep our emotion. Oh, this speaker so good. Oh, so good. You show your facial expression. Contest chair have to be composed. This is a technique we learn through experiences. My 30 years experience taught me that if you are doing your job as a contest chair, be professional. You are not a funny MC anymore. We have to be, people say, oh, well, you have to be serious. Of course. We have to be serious at that moment. Yeah, this is the part of the MC. And then we have the MC will first talk with the contestants. Make sure that they understand the rule of the contest. Before the contest, about the timer, have to make sure that where the timer being seated, You know how many timers normally being appointed at the Toastmaster contest? People here or not? So if anyone can answer, please. Yep.
Normally two.
Two,
Yes.
yes. Thank you very much. And then the duties of each, please. What the duty of each timer?
The first timer will be the main timer. The main timer will show the size. I'm talking about the in-person contest first, all right? The first timer will show the sign. The second timer will time the speakers. That's normally what we do. But in Zoom, it's a little complicated now. So I personally think that each timer will have to time the contestant separately at the same time.
Oh,
just
yeah.
to make sure. Yes.
Thank you very much for your response. That's one very important thing is that there are two timers, one with the stopwatch, the other with the sign. And then when at the end of the meeting, it's not the contest chair to collect the form from the timers, the chief judge. The timer who use the stopwatch will put the form, the record into the envelope and then hand it to the chief judge. That's all. And then we'll not go to the counting room, right? We'll be just handed to the chief judge. One of the problems that exist is about the timer. When the timing, somebody being over time, but not named in Toastmaster, we always say that. And then what happened? He or she may come as a timer. Am I over time? Sometimes due to the slip of the tongue, timer said, you are 3 seconds over time. Wow, that's the problem. That's why in Toastmaster, we say timers, ballot counters, chief judge, contest chair all have to be keeping confidential message, such as ballots, the scores, and the time. People come to me, 3 seconds over time. No. My friend also kept the time. I got 1 more minute to be disqualified. And they argue. This happened in some districts, especially our previous district. Yes, people fighting about time. And then someone said, oh, the chief judge can tell. I really totally disagree with it. When the timer got problem, he handed to the chief judge. And then the speaker went to the chief judge. I don't want to know really over time. What's the use? So this is the problem that exists during the contest. And when the result being announced. So the timer have to be professional in the way when it, for example, a 5 to 7 minute speech. When it's 5 minutes, show the green side or green light. And just remain display for 1 minute. 6 minutes, yellow, remain for 1 minute. And then about red, no more signal. At one contest, as a chief judge, when I sat there, something happened. The timer, when it is about the red, I saw the timer. Can we do that, people? No. That's why everyone has to be trained. And one day when I went to Malaysia, when I just arrived, there was a contest that is called the table topic speech contest. The speaker before me was speaking on the stage. That time, some 20 over years ago, when we just chartered the district 51. one speaker speaking, and all the friends would like to help him. So try over time, right? What happened? The speaker stopped short. When she came down, talked to the group, she cried. Very serious, somebody feeling very emotional. When you did that, I forgot my message. So please, even as cheerleaders, don't overdo it. That's why today we will talk about like a medley concert. We go on. So you will note down something that it might happen. And when there is a problem, we Toastmasters are problem solvers. We'll try to help them solve the problem. You can find it, how to do it. And of course, as I said, when we get the timers, when the timers already handed the record to the judge, the chief judge will keep it. And he will destroy the record after the announcement. Because the timer can also help when the contest chair announce the result. Ladies and gentlemen, our third place winner, DTM, a Toastmaster Paisan. Oh, the timer race. There may be some misunderstanding. Why, Actually, the timer first will have to protest to the chief judge or the contest chair. Say, no, it's not right. Because I thought something wrong with that. The chief judge would again open the record. Oh my goodness. Wrong. It's disqualified. So we have to be very accurate. When there is a protest, be calm. Be calm. And listen to what being protested verbally. Normally, we will just approach. But sometimes, someone in the audience who is the contestant. Don't listen. We will not accept audience protest. Just remember one thing as a contestant. For example, when we are running the contest, one of our members from our club, who is not the contest officials, not the judges, not anyone, just say that, oh, this one is disqualified. Don't even think about it. Just keep, don't. We can't say anything. Because of the contest, there will be a lot of things happen. And as the officials, one very important thing, when people ask us, did you think I should be the winner? Don't say yes. And that's a problem. Dr. Nut, you think that the judges are unfair?
No. They follow the rules.
Yes, they have. That's why we have panel of judges. We have panel of judges. We need judges to be trained to know how to be a good judge. For example, I stopped being a judge, even a chief judge, for quite some time. When people invited me, I said no. Because some contestants approached me for advice. So I said, oh, I am a good judge. I have been a judge for over 25 years. I don't care about it. I am not biased for sure. We are human beings. We have to be disinterested. If someone already consulted us, how can we really 100% be disinterested? For example, watching Pipat and Nuj competing. Pipat asked me for advice. Both of you very good doing the contest. To me, oh, Pipat, you're better. What I said, you did it. So equally good. Which one I'm going to vote for? Between number 1, number 2, A. Pripat, Dr. No, or Dr. No. Pripat better. Okay, I give Pripat. So this is the one thing. It always happens. I went to Hat Yai one day during the first contest. One senior gentleman from Malaysia, actually my friend, at the meeting after the contest, he said, "My son, I dislike that guy." Hey, I said, "You are the judge. You cannot say that." He said, "But I dislike him. What he did is so pretentious." Oh my goodness. I said, "Keep your mouth shut." He said, "It's just the truth." I say, even if the truth, you shouldn't say it. You can say anything that is truthful, but you may not survive as a judge. So you say, "Oh, we have to do that." Yeah, please be calm, be composed, and unbiased. So this is very important for every contest. And the contest chair, I still want to focus on contest chair. When you ask a contestant, you invite the contestant to come up on the stage. I'm sure that before that, when you are giving the briefing, you are responsible to give the briefing to the contestants. You have to make an agreement with them. When coming onto the stage, first thing I ought to shake hands with me or not. And actually, it's not the contest chair duty to walk out of the lectern to shake hands with the contestant. Remember one thing, a professional speaker, a professional chairperson will not move from the lectern. That is the authority. We are controlling it as a contest chair. So the contestant, if you agree, they will shake hands with us. They will all come to us and shake hands first. We don't run to the middle of the stage and shake hands. We are not the star at that moment. So be sure. And during the contest, that's why I said we have to be a little more serious, because we are handling the contest, not making fun, not during the transition, no jokes, no fun, nothing touching on that. Even things happen, we have to be composed. When we invite the contestants, if all will be shaking hands, be sure this is, for example, the lectern. We will the most shake hands. And then wait a little bit. If the contestants just goes on without greeting the contest chair, what to do? After the first few words, sit down. No need to stand there, a distraction. It's so funny these days. A lot of people who were contestants coming up without greeting anyone, just go on with the speech. It's just like when we want to see someone, we never knocked at the door. We just push and get in. At least, personally, I feel that we need to greet the contest chair if we don't want to greet all the other people. And it wastes no time. Right? So contest chair, or you can have the heading and then go contest chair. For example, nowadays, most people, most contestants worldwide, when coming up, give a short message before greeting the contest chair. But the world is going to collapse, Mr. Contest chair. But it has been the form that being used by a lot of contestants, but it's not the norm. And nowadays, I would like to move a little bit to the contestants. What happened nowadays? We are in the pandemic. You could see that probably in the very near future, 80% of the contestants will focus on pandemic. 30 years ago, contestants coming up focus on how to be a Toastmaster. Talking about the value of Toastmasters, talking about it, the one and the other going on. And then it changed, talking about wife or husband, and changed a little bit, and going on to another part, like AIDS or something going on. Is this a trend? And not so many years ago, one speaker wearing underwear and became the champion. They're giving a speech. A year later, a number of people use underwear but did not win. Because it is a trend. We can use the same thing, but as contestant, I don't know how many of you would be contestants. Yes, as contestants, number one thing, find your own uniqueness. Find your own uniqueness. In the past, a number of people refer to the previous contestants. If they were professional speakers. You know, like us, professional speaker going to certain event. And then the one before us so funny. We would automatically touch on that guy a little bit, and people laugh and enjoyed it. Pull them into our message. Toastmasters discovered that this is not the way contestants should do. I told a number of people, you know, the Toastmasters, they collected complaints, they collected information before changing the rules, before adding something in. I always said in the past, if you are a well-prepared contestant, when you speak 7 minutes, you have no time to refer to the other contestant's message. If you do that, number one thing, you are unprofessional as a contestant because you did not prepare it thoroughly well. A good speech, when you speak for 7 minutes, you know it's 7 minutes exactly. You don't have to use the clock. You don't have to use the watch. Like if you have been a keynote speaker who have been speaking for 50 minutes, almost a lifetime, you don't need to have the clock. You went on speaking until the moment you thought, oh, it's about to finish. You look at the clock, oh, 5 minutes left. So I said that everyone who is going to be the contestant have to be ready. And I would like to encourage everyone who is going to be the contestant, focus on winning, not focus on losing. Hey, why you join contest? I'm going to lose. Oh my goodness. Never think that. I'm going to win. I always encourage my club members and everyone I know. Once you join the contest, I am a champion. I get the trophy or not, I don't care. But I'm a champion. If I cannot get the trophy, I come back. So have a high spirit, keep the mind open. When I did not get the trophy, Dr. Nutt, I thought it's unfair. All the judges are lousy. We blame the judges. And then Dr. Nutt said, yeah, I think so. Oh, that is a problem. I went to Pipat. Pipat, you agree with me? Dr. Nutt also agree with me. All the judges are lousy. And then one after the other. Wow, so painful after the meeting. So this is very important. So now, how about the judges? When you are the contest chair, your duty, the first duty normally is to invite the chief judge. You have to study first. Oh, this chief judge, okay or not? Oh, he is a native speaker. Okay, I invite him. No. You have to think first. And especially in the area contest, you have to check whether this chief judge already finished his or her project number 6 in the competence communication manual. This person joined Toastmaster before the rollout of pathways. For those who are new Toastmasters in this 1 or 2 years, when the pathways already roll out, we have to finish level 1 and level 2. We have to show the certificates, right? To be a judge, a voting judge. A voting judge will then will be appointed by the chief judge, not the contest chair. The contest chair will appoint only the chief judge and supervise dynamically during the contest, but not about the business of the chief judge. The chief judge will select voting judges who are qualified. You have to read in the books about the rule books you have in hand. Then the chief judge invite the voting judges. You think that's okay? For the club contest, how many voting judges normally needed, Dr. Nuch?
5 for the club.
Yes, normally we will have 5 voting judges plus 1 tiebreaker. The tiebreaker will not join the briefing. Please remember that. The tiebreaker will not join the briefing. What happens to the tiebreaker? The tiebreaker will list everyone who has been competing. From, for example, 10 contestants. The tie-breaking judge will list number 1 to number 10. You know, not 1, 2, 3. But for the voting judge, we'll vote for example, if we have more than 4 clubs, the contest chair will announce 3 winners. First place, second place, third place winner. If you have less than 4, how many, Dr. Nuch? If they have less than 4, yeah.
4, you mean less
like
than
3,
4
yeah.
club?
Yeah, like less than 4 clubs, like you have less than 3 contestants or less. Yeah. How many? Yeah.
2.
2. Yes, we will announce only the runner-up and the champion. That's all. Your voting judge, have you seen the form of the voting judge? You can go study it later. The form of the voting judge, for the top portion, you give the score. You give the score. And then you tear the bottom part with your signature and the printed name and the scores for first, second, third places there, and hand it to the chief judge. Someone asked me, if I don't sign my name, I say, don't be naive. Oh, he said, you say that? Yes. You want to write a check, you don't sign your name. It's okay in life. Or he said, no, so sign it, please. It is a responsibility. It is a responsibility. As somebody said, I forget. How can you forget? It's your responsibility. You have to sign your name. This is a reason we have to learn how to be a good judge. A good judge must be accurate. A good judge must be accurate. For example, one thing I feel funny about the rule is that all the judges are confidential, have to keep themselves confidential. And in the parenthesis, practical. To keep them confidential. And what happened? The judges will have the envelope and then put the balloting on envelope at the end of the speech and hold up the envelope for the ballot counter. Is that still confidential? But no choice. It said be done this way. For me, the judges have to be kept confidential if we want to do that according to the rules, and make sure that nobody knows about the judge. And one very important thing for the judge, at one event, the voting judge left the scores, the ballots on his seat unintentionally and left the room. Left the room. What happened? Somebody enjoyed reading it, so happy because it is the end of the result, and then everyone said, hey, this guy gave first place, why it's not being announced? This is the thing. Why I say judges are very important and need to be trained to know why we have to judge. We have to be accurate, to have to fill the form completely right. Number one thing. We always say that good judge have to be unbiased, to be fair. But one thing, human beings, of course, we are fair, but sometimes some distractions make us unfair. So this is one of the things we have to learn as a chief judge. I will not talk in detail like they will say halo effect or reverse halo effect. For example, I know some of you very well, and I think, I'm sure, this one will win. She is better than the other. When the contest on, I say, oh, she's better. And get an extra mark for that one. Oh, this one's so bad, I don't think that he or she can win the contest. I heard him or her so many times. No chance for life. You see? And become biased. Oh, I have seen someone like little child award the first time. Oh, the underdog. Huh. Give him the chance. So the judge have to know when, how, right? And also sometimes about the position. This is very important. The first position, speaking very well, and then the judge say, oh, this is the best. And in the middle, sometimes the problem, because the judge thought, oh, so. And the last one always got the benefit. Actually, if it's a good speech, first speaker or last speaker, no difference. No difference, really. And one thing, one day in District 51, I thought that is around 15 contestants. How about the judge? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. If you are not a sort of good memory, you forget after number 7, number 8, number 9, you forget how to do it. Someone just according to the score, 1, 2, 3, 4 cannot, you don't have time. You don't have time. Because all 1 minute of silence between speakers. Sometimes you use plus or minus sign, right? You use any different sign you want. But I always say that contest is the only channel for all of our Toastmasters to get out of the box, not evaluation. no appraisal, can be judgmental, mentally, don't tell anyone. Oh, people, oh, I don't give the mark. Oh, Dr. Nut better than people. Automatically, with the scores in your mind, you score it, oh, Dr. Nut very strong in this part. So you put Dr. Nut number 1, Pipat number 2 already. Because we are comparing speakers on that day. Why we say that? Today, Pipat so good, a champion. Tomorrow, come to compete again, he may lose. You believe it or not? Different environment. Different environment. That's why they say the World Championship of Public Speaking will not be allowed to join any contest after that. It's fair, actually. You are the boxer, not like Muhammad Ali, right? Or someone. When you have been the champion, you fight again, you may lose. And the organization won't have anyone standing as the role model. But in the district, you can go on, go on, go on. In Singapore, I think one guy won the second place or something of public speaking in USA. After 10 years, he kept on fighting until the end. So this is what we do in Toastmasters. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we join the contest, now how to come to the club level. For example, Toastmaster Ong would like to join the contest. He can join any other contest except the international speech contest if, number 1, he has not finished his project number 6 in the previous program, or level 2 and level 1 in the current pathways program. And most importantly, we have to ask first on your membership still in good standing or not. In Division T, long ago, we faced a problem. A member who already paid the dues, but the president forgot about it. The treasurer did not send the dues to Toastmaster International. And she was disqualified. She sent a message to Toastmaster International. It took me to cool her down. Otherwise, it cannot be done peacefully. This is a thing. In Toastmasters, it always happens, but don't worry, we are problem solvers, just think about that. And now, I would like to know, you have any question? Yes, then we can discuss. Yes, anyone who is going to be the contest chair, if you have any question. Just now, I thought that Toastmaster, you're from Empower, right? Yes, may you please, you are Toastmaster.
Hi, yes, I'm Toastmaster Nozomi. I'm from Empowered Toastmasters, and next year, I guess, in January, at the end of January, we're going to be doing our club contest. Oh. I've had amazing predecessors. I had Toastmaster Mega, Toastmaster Blandine as the contest chairs before, so there's a good balance of on-site and fully online methods put in place. I must be honest that even though I did read the rule book, I am basing most of my agenda on what my predecessors left, because I think it's much better organized than a book of 28 pages. But But I do have a few questions in terms of this rule book here that I don't know, I keep going back and forth. What's the standing of District 97 on online contests? The rule book this year says that it is not supposed to be online. But District Director Dr. Nush explained me that everything will be online. So I'm a bit confused by those few first pages from the rule book.
May I explain? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. At the district level, we already decided that all the contests this year, 2021, 2022, will be online from district level. That means the area and division need to be online, but the club can be either in person, online, or hybrid. It's up to the clubs.
Yeah. Yes, I would like to add a little bit. Normally, it is a district decision now during the pandemic to make the decision before. Actually, not right now, but before this, they had so many meetings before the announcement. Yes, and then even Toastmaster International still encourage on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
now,
then,
now.
yeah, one point when we say physical, sometimes when online, somebody also asked me, now online can we turn off their, turn off the video during the contest if we are somebody or that. Normally, I said it's very important that we keep ourselves on the video to make sure that we are there. Yes.
Okay. So it's a district decision. Is there any other district decisions that do not relate? That kind of like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Weakened brain right now. And like, are there any other district level decisions that overrule whatever is written on the booklet here?
Only the in-person and online function. That's
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, thank you very much for the question. And one thing, remember that for the eligibility, we just now we talk about it, that a member has to finish like project number 6 or level 1, level 2, and they have to be a paid member. Then don't forget that a member has to be a paid member now from the club, area, division, and district. And I would like to ask the contest chair to be aware of this. Check the payment, the dues before the contest, and so we can tell the speaker, the contestant beforehand, so they won't get embarrassed. Otherwise, sometimes when we announce it during the event, the conference, even online, that will be greatly painful for everyone. So, and originality, one new article that's put in the rule is that if we are speaking, just I mentioned before, if we are talking about something that is our own message, 25% or less has to be original. Some people say, how can I count about it? Actually, you can go on. No, don't worry. But don't. Then you have to quote the name. Yeah. For the person, and this is very important. Somebody talk about something as if it was him or her, and then what happened? People say, no, it's not your story. I heard it 100 times from somewhere, and this is one other thing. And then the one that I would like to mention is that when the previous speaker talking about, for example, my puppies and make fun of it, and as a second speaker, the next speaker, I will not say, oh, I also love fun. Yeah, I also fond of my puppy. I love it. I said quite the same thing. Yeah, that will be, not disqualified unless another contestant or the voting judge said to the chief judge or the contest chair, it is not right. just now referring to that one. Then the chief judge will call a meeting with the voting judges. The majority of the judges vote yes, it's mean finished. Yes or no, no problem. But it will not be said again. It's final. That's why in Toastmasters, we always say that after the announcement, it's final. Yep. This is the point. Yeah, any more questions, please?
Yes. Hello.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Who's
DJ
there?
and Paisan.
Oh, yes.
I have a question referring to the online contest. I remember last year we have the document called the best practice for virtual contest. Will the district apply that material as a guideline for the district contest as well?
Yes, I think. Oh, yes.
Slowly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fortunately, we have my soulmate, my Toastmaster soulmate from Singapore. For Kim Seong, give Kim a round of applause to welcome him. Kim Seong, answer this question, please. Unmute it, please.
Not to worry, later I'll cover on this part.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
on the second half.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. So don't worry, you will get the answer very soon. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes. And I hope that everyone will be ready. No, yes, someone raise a hand. Any more questions? Oh, no. Yeah, because it's very important for the second part. That's why I will leave for the second part. This is very important. Talking about how you win the favor of judges. And then one thing I would like to say that if Toastmaster members get to the training, one very important thing is that even they are the spectators, they have to be a good spectator as well. Oh, how to be a good spectator? You know, you just imagine when you are going to speak somewhere and all the audience just sit down, no response. Yep. We won't blame the audience, but we will say that the contest officials are not motivational enough, particularly the presence of the contester. You have to be present dynamically to make the moment exciting. And then at the end, during the interview, make it so vibrant before the close of the contest. Yeah. So if I don't think that we will go on about the rules. That I said we can read the rule books, and then if you are going to be the contestant, you don't have to read everything in detail. I think you read the part called eligibility, and then prepare yourself, and then look at the contestants list, the checklist, and then the criteria, work it out how. And today, yeah, my brother Kim Seong will share with you how to win a speech contest. Yeah. Don't say you lose. One thing before I leave, don't say I lose the contest. Never ever say it. Never ever say it. Once we are contestant, I am a champion. That's all. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Nut, because of our time, I'm going to move to the second session. That is our region advisor, Bob Kim Seong. He joined Toastmasters not so long, but I met him in 1995, right?
My son, can we have a short break, a 5 minutes break? So people can make a coffee, take some cookie in the kitchen.
Oh,
because District 97 serve the best cookies. So make your own coffee, and we'll come back in 5 minutes time. So we'll come back at 2:15. 2:15 we'll come back.
Okay.
So have some refreshment, wash our face, and we will have excitement sessions at 2:15.
Yeah, I recommend a cup of coffee, so that everyone will still be alert. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So everyone, we will have the break.
Thank you.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows? Only time. Who can say why your heart sighs as your love flies? Only time. And who can say why your heart cries when your love lies? Only Who can say when the roads meet that love might be in your heart? And who can say when the day sleeps if the night keeps all your
Hello, DTM Faisal.
Oh, yes.
How are you?
Okay, great. Yes. Yeah. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Your club is already have the contest or not yet?
Sorry, DTM.
I mean, whether the clubs in your area is already have already
No, not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Oh.
We will start after because we waited for this session. So today we learn a lot. I think that that can help us because something we know that in the books, handbook have everything, but some practical thing we learn from your experience. That's the great. I think that can help us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Already come back, and of course, before moving to the speaking session, I would like to say that, especially to all would-be judges, that's very important. When you are the judge, don't tell anyone that you are the judge. You are the voting judge, because we experience it. Somebody who gets into the room and very happy said, "I am a voting judge," and then the guy said, "Then could you help me? Yeah, if you speak well, I will give you the first place." Don't say that. And so keep ourselves confidential and don't talk about it. And now I'm going to introduce to all of you briefly that this guy who is going to be the next speaker is my soulmate from Singapore, distinguished Toastmaster Kim Seong, our region advisor. He never stopped learning and teaching and training. He goes everywhere worldwide, from being a judge from our country to the international judge status. And he has done a lot in Toastmasters so far as I have known. Since I'm still young, I will not talk about him too much. And the only point I would like to say that Kim Seong is an experienced and sophisticated Toastmaster who is ready to answer all what you want to know. Not too much for sure, you can ask him. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our region advisor, distinguished Toastmaster Kim Seong.
Thank you, my brother Paisan, to our District 97 Director Nuchana, our Club Grow Director Apisara, and our leaders from District 97. Good afternoon. And today, I would like to share with you in the art of war, Sun Tzu say, know the enemy, know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles and no danger of defeat. This one apply whether you are contestant, contest chair, chief judge, or judges. This thing apply to you. If you know all the situations, you are able to overcome all the challenges because you are well prepared. And this afternoon, I'd like to invite you to turn on your camera if you can, turn on your camera, and let's have some interaction and discussion. Why are you here? I would like to find out more. Why are you here this afternoon? Maybe I'd like to hear from all the way from Area B3 Director Eric. Why are you here today?
I'm here for one reason.
Mhm.
I want to learn more about how to do the judging, especially during this time of COVID. That's number one. And then especially online. That's number two. And then the last one is because of where we will be having, as an area, we will have our area contest. How are we going to go about it as an area? Those are the three things that I want.
Thank you, Eric. How about Nazumi from Empower? Why are you here?
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Today I'm here because I am going to be contest chair next year.
Okay, great. How about Toy?
For me, I'm going to be the contestant.
Okay,
So,
for contestant. Okay, so we have contest chair, we have contestant, we have also judges or organizing chair. How about Rapichai? Why are you here?
Are you calling my name Richie Shai, right?
Oh, Rapichai. Okay, sorry.
Okay, well, the reason I'm here is because I'm new to Toastmasters clubs, and this is the thing which can give me insight, information. That's why I'm here. And
Thank you,
probably the future contestant.
Okay, that's very important. And today, this afternoon, in 1 hour time, I would like to cover this thing. I'd like to cover knowing the purpose, the why, and knowing the roles, whether you are contestant, contest chair, or judges, or a chief judge. And on top of that, the importance of knowing the rules and knowing the differences. I would like to ask you this question. Whether it's online contest, physical contest, is there any difference? Whether online contest or physical contest, is there any difference? Apisara, is there any difference whether it's online or offline? The way of organizing it, the way of conducting it?
From my experience, it's not different, but the difference is about the online have to be quite difficult, but the rules and everything is the same.
Okay, how about let's hear from our district director. Is there any difference between online and physical contest?
The same as CGD Apisara said, online is more challenging, but everything else is the same.
Thank you. In fact, I want to bring this message across to you is whether it's online or on-site or physical contest. In fact, there's no difference. The only difference is different platform. And when Toastmasters International asks you, oh, you need to organize online contest, a lot of them get worried. But if you can understand the basic fundamental, the rules, contest rules still apply, and you still need to do 5 to 7 minute speeches for international speech. Not say because online, right? Due to online, right? We shorten the speech to 3 to 5 minutes. No such thing. So whether online or on-site, the rule still apply. And hopefully these are the 3 objectives I hope to achieve. help you to recognize the importance of understanding the speech contest judging and the rules, and appreciate the contest organizing process, and apply. The most important thing is by recognizing and appreciate the most important thing in any training. You must be able to apply it to organize a good contest, whether you are a judge, contestant, or the organizing team. So application is the most critical thing. So the first key point, knowing the purpose. Why Toastmaster allow members to organize speech contests, be it international speech contest, table topic contest, and humorous speech contest or evaluation contest? Why? Why do you think Toastmaster International allow you to organize this speech contest? To kill time? Because you pay dues to Toastmaster International? So the purpose of allowing members, right, to organize speech contests, right, if you read the speech contest rule, they state it very clearly, to allow members to display the skill of proficiency and allow the audience to observe those proficient speakers and learn from the best. So that is the purpose of a speech contest where they come about. And in a contest, there's many different roles. And all these roles is interrelated and interdependent. We have instances where I say, oh, currently I'm just a organizing chair. I'm just a judge. I'm just a chief judge. I'm just a contestant. But if you put everything together, at the end of the day, ask this key important question: what do the member really want? Put yourself as a judge, put yourself as a members. What members really want from a contest? Members just want a positive experience. They want to go to the contest and enjoy the contest. We have instances in District 8 is right, the contest chair, right? Say, oh, I'm the contest chair. I need to take out the rule book. Just now, Nozumi mentions that, well, we got 28 pages of contest rule book. So some of the contest chair, they are not properly trained. They say, oh, my duty is to read the contest rule book to the audience. So they really take out the contest rule book and start reading for 15 to 20 minutes. And in fact, I told them, Toastmaster International don't need you to read the rule books, because all these rules, right, is being briefed before the contest to the appointment holder and the contestant, called the contest briefing. So the most important thing is members want a positive experience in this contest. If you are a contestant, these are the four important 4 M's, right, you need to remember. Like just now, Kumpai mentions, right, when you take part in contest, right, you must have a very positive mindset. You are there. There's no such thing of losing the contest. If after giving the speech, if you're not ranked, you gain something and you gain the experience. So the positive mindset is very crucial. And you need to determine what sort of message you want to bring across in international speech contest. Even in humorous speech contest, your speech is not one-liner joke. Your speech must have a message in between. Even in a table topic of 2 to 3 minutes, there must be a message, a call for actions inside your speech. And District 80 is very fortunate. We are able to produce 2 world champions, okay, namely Darren Tay and Manoj. And we are quite fortunate. We managed to send the other 2 members to the final. One is Ng Kim Fong, another lady, and you realize that it's different. All 4 different person who went into the final. And you have to understand, a speech contest, if you're already a contestant, it's not a one-man show. you require this thing called the mentor, someone to guide you along the way, some senior member to guide you, to provide you some sign, some signal, some advice. Even the current world champion, Verity Price, she got two mentors, namely Lance Miller and another world champion to guide her in her journey to the top, and her own sister, Linda. So you must have mentor to guide you. And the most important thing is you need to have a mastermind group to practice your speech. Like my District 80 contestant, King Ng, after he make it to the quarterfinal, he have a group of members getting together to provide him feedback for improvement. So as a contestant, if you really want to win the contest, these are the 4 M you really need to put in your mind. The mindset, what sort of message you want to offer to the audience, and who are your mentor. And in different level of contest, you require different level of mentor. What do I mean by that? If you are going to just win a district level contest, sometimes a senior member in your district are able to provide you the necessary coaching and advice. But if you are going to make it to another level, so you need someone to get you along the way. And the other thing is the mastermind. So these are the 4 M's as a contestant. And focus on the experience. You may not win the trophy first time. Like what just now Paisa mentioned, one contestant I still remember in 1998, I attended my first international convention. I met a contestant from District 51. Just imagine you paid about US 4,000 to attend international conventions and go there to support our contestant. In the inter-district contest, our contestant went up there and he forget his line. He speak for less than 5 seconds, he forget the entire speech, and he tried again. He cannot carry on, and he take a bow and sat down. In my heart at that point in time, I said, I just paid 4,000 to see my own contestant go up the stage less than 3 minutes and he came down. Can I ask for a refund? You can't. But that is not a very good feeling. But in 2008, this same person, Logendran, went to compete again. I say, I came back after so many years to attend international convention, and I see the same person taking part in speech contest. I say, are you going to give me the same thing? Go up there and forget your line. But at that year, this same speaker became the first Malaysian to become the first runner-up in World Championship of Public Speaking. So it is a process of building up. And in fact, District 97P, when we have a Bangkok convention, organizer invited him to come and share. And at the dinner table, I asked him, what is the difference between the first contest and the second contest when you won the first runner-up? He said, over the years, we gain through experience. So as a contestant, your mindset must be positive. We have come across many contestants. After first try, second time, they said, it's too tough, I give up. And 2003 world champion Jim Key is one of the champion where in 2001, he came in first runner-up. On the second year, 2002, he came in first runner-up. The World Championship of Public Speaking process is tough because it's tough from club all the way to that level. It's a total commitment. In 2003, he became the world champion. And his speech title is so amazing. It's never too late. And if you Google it, right, you can go and listen to his message. So I strongly encourage you, if you are contestant really want to win, these are the 4M need to place in mind. So just now, this thing called knowing the rules. In the speech contest rule, I'm quite happy when Nozumi right, mentions, right, she printed out the copy, 28 pages. And these are the documents, right, I read from cover to cover, from paragraph to paragraph to understand the speech contest rule. And in Toastmaster International, right, this can found in the policy and protocol 6.0 speech contest rule. And they mentioned that a district, right, have to conduct an international speech contest. The other 3 contests is optional. And on top of that, right, it also highlight to you the organizing chair, right, cannot charge the contestant a fees for them to take part in the speech contest. So this is all in the speech contest policy. And the speech contest rule, whether you are contestant, judges, or organizing chair, my advice to you is, nighttime, if you really cannot sleep right, take out this document, start to read page 1, page 2, and you may fall asleep. It's perfectly okay. The next day, you continue with page 3, page 4, and you encounter, when you read somewhere you don't understand, right, jot it down. Write to speech contest at toastmaster.org, and they'll clarify point by point. I used to do that, and in fact, even after 28 years, I still doing that. Every year when they have some update, I'm not very clear. In fact, recently, I organized a face-to-face in Zoom meeting with the Toastmaster International World Headquarters staff to clarify all the rules. So all this come back to a very, very fundamental, because clarity is power. Once you are able to understand all this, as a contestant, you really know that what you can do as a contestant. Like for example, in District 97P, your contestant cannot take part in the quarterfinal, but your contestant can take part in the World Championship of Video Contest. The club can send a video recording to Toastmaster International as an entry, as a submission for the video contest. So I strongly encourage club, if empower, you got members who submit your top winner to there. Who knows? This is a great exposure for your members to compete in that level. So understand the speech contest rule. It's good to understand and read it thoroughly. In the speech contest rule, if you break it down, right, there's only 8 segments. And I always joke with members, right, how do you remember that all these 8 segments, right? Remember this thing called spider, because spider got 8 legs, okay? And it covered the 8 sessions, where just now Paisan spent a lot of time on number 2 called eligibility. And in the speech contest rule, we have the speech contest policy, just now I just highlighted, eligibility, selection sequence, speech subject preparation, general procedure. General procedure is how you conduct the speech contest, and the timing of the speeches, and protest and disqualification. And the last item is use of props. Because right now we are at online contest, and there's a question recently raised in the Toastmaster official group, right? Can the speakers use virtual background or this? This is classified as part of the props. But as a contest chair, you need to get the speaker to demonstrate the use of props. Okay, because when you use virtual background, right, especially using virtual background or PowerPoint, right, your hand gesture may cut off. So all this you need to highlight, and you need to get the speakers, right, to demonstrate to you. And you, as a contest chair, you need to tell them what is the pros and cons. So these are the 8 segments. So as just now I just mentioned to you, in the middle of the night, you cannot sleep, start reading. page 1, page 2, page 3, and you realize that it will get easier and easier. Okay, just now our friend asked Kupaisan, right? And these are the two most important documents for speech contest. One is the speech contest rulebook. The other one is the online speech contest best practice. You have to follow the speech contest rulebook. As for the best practice, it's just a suggested guide to conduct an online contest. But okay, like for example, right, inside there, they'll ask you, okay, the contest chair will say, can ask them to repeat, can you hear me? Can you see me? In fact, that is not necessary, because to me, whether it's online or offline, the procedure should be the same. If you are doing the international speech contest, your duty is to introduce the speaker. Paisan Saloy, do it now, Paisan Saloy. Because all this testing of mic, right, is all done during the contestant briefing. As a contest chair, you need to ask the contestant, okay, during the contestant briefing to test their system, and also tell them to mark on their standing position. How far is the distance? All this, whether they are speaking within the frame. So as a contest chair, you need to highlight to them. So in the speech contest best practices cover this. And the most important thing, right, because your district is going to take part in the video contest recording, because inside there is quite similar on recording, because right now we are all using Zoom. Remember about 3 years ago when we have this thing called the district contest, and the district need to submit to the quarterfinal, the first round, many districts didn't read the requirement, and the contestant get disqualified, and district 80 contestant is one of them. So sometimes it's always best to read through the guidelines, the procedure. I still remember when I went to District 75 Philippines, what they did is they engaged a professional recording and sit down, go through line by line with the recording company to make sure they comply with the requirement. In that year, your contestant Ani in your district contest, because you get the proper recording and submit, and he's able to compete in the quarterfinal at that year. So understand all this rule is very important, because you don't want to disappoint your contestant. They spend so much effort, time to prepare, and yet get disqualified. So all this document is very, very important to read. Okay, the next question is, where could I get all this information on speech contest? And I always mentioned to many members, I say, if you want to be a good leader, you need to be a good reader, and you must know where to find this information. And all this information you can get it from Toastmaster International website, www.toastmaster.org. Under the Leadership Center, you click, you go to the item called the speech contest, and all the menus, all the information is inside there. And inside there, they also have the tutorial, how to organize, how to mark the ballot, who are the appointment holder, is all inside there. So it's a very short video, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes video. Go through it and have a better understanding. Okay, and it will offer you some contest material, and we also come across many district, many clubs, right, like to design their own certificate. And if you read through the brand guidelines, in fact, you are not allowed to design your own certificate. And Toastmaster International in the past, right, we need to buy the physical copy of a certificate. One copy costs about 80 cents US. Okay? Plus shipping, right, costs about 150. And when you print yourself out of alignment, you have to throw away the thing. Like recently, I just printed a few certificates. Right now, they give you digital copy free of charge. So it's all there. And the most important documents I really like to read is the speech contest rulebook change. In the speech contest rulebook change, right, you highlight to you, right, what are the changes in the year. So every year, if you want to know what's the latest update, read the rulebook thoroughly, followed by the speech contest rulebook change. Because over this segment, right, they'll explain to you the logic behind why the change. And if you say, oh, I want to have some information, right, like you want to check the eligibility of your contestant or any questions, right, after reading through, right, you can write to this speech contest at toastmaster.org, and they'll give you many kind of response. And just now, Paisan did ask you this question. In every level, right, the number of judges is different. So in club level, area level, division level, district level, these are the number of judges, ballot judges required, and number of timer. So these are the appointment holder needed in any contest. And all this PowerPoint later, I'll send a copy to Nuchana. You can, to me, is sharing is caring. All this information, right, feel free to share. It's copy all right. Okay, there's a difference between judging and evaluation. I think just now Paisan did mention, okay, judging, right, the purpose is to pick the right winner. Evaluation is to provide feedback and advice. So we also come across sometimes in the speech contest, right, some judges is so helpful at the end of contest, right, they pull the contestant to say, oh, just now if you're doing this way, right, it would be better and more effective. That is not the role of a judge. The role of a judge is to pick the winner. You don't provide any feedback or any suggestions. Okay, and these are the kind of ballots, right? Four different types of ballots. As a judge, right, you need to familiarize with the forms. Why do I say that? Because we come across some judges, right, if they are judging in different contests, humorous speech contests, and you receive a table topic contest ballot. So you must be aware what type of ballot form is using. Okay, and in any speech contest, right? Okay, there are three pillars in any speech contest judging. Number one is the content. Number two is the way you deliver the speech. And number three, right, is the language. So when you go into more in details, right, these are the four different kind of contests a district can organize: international speech contest, humorous speech contest, table topic contest, and evaluation contest. And you realize that the content, the marks, right, is about 50 to 55%. The delivery is 30%, and language, right, is 15 to 20%. As for evaluation contest, it's quite different. Evaluation contest, you just need to remember this acronym called ART, ARTS. How you analyze the speech, where account for 40%, recommendation 30%, technique 15%. And most of the contestants always fail in doing the summation because they didn't manage the time properly. Right? At the end of the day, right, when they see the red light up, right, they say, thank you. And ask yourself this question, is thank you a summation? In Toastmaster, right, we always mention, right, the 3T format. Basically, tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you have told them. So summation, right, is you need to summarize what you told the audience. So the content is the king. We focus on the development, effectiveness, value, and response. Okay, this is the three different contests. Okay, this is the delivery, and we focus on the physical, voice, and manner. And lastly, on the language, we focus on appropriateness and correctness. And evaluation context, just now I highlighted to you the ART. How you analyze the speech, what's our recommendation, and the techniques you use, and lastly, the summation. Okay, these are some forms, right? As the organizing chair, make sure you have the necessary form for the judges, for the chief judge, okay? And all these forms can be downloaded, just on the link I give it to you. And for me, if I'm a chief judge, I will always stand by a set of forms, just in case the contest chair never prepare anything. Because we always have this in Asia, we always have this problem. Oh, they said, I thought you were supposed to prepare. Then the contest chair will turn back, hey, I thought you are the one supposed to prepare. So by right, the contest chair need to prepare all this documentation to hand over to the chief judge to distribute. But as the chief judge, normally, right, in my folder, I have a folder, right? Okay, have all the form to stand by, just in case. Because just imagine when you go to the physical contest, you went down there and there's no form. Would you tell the contestant, sorry, nobody have a form. It's time to postpone the contest. You can't. So make sure you have the necessary form. This is the judges ballot form, and the most important, just some person also mentioned, right, tie-breaking judge form. The duty is to fill up all the ranking. I still remember in 2010, in one of the conference in District 80, I invited one of the former world champion to be the tie-breaking judge, and I was the chief judge. I waited and waited for the tie-breaking judge to give me the ballot. Then I received the ballot form so fast. So when I went to the ballot counting room, when I opened up the tie-breaking judge form, I got a shock, because the tie-breaking judge form, he only gave me 3 names. And luckily at that contest, okay, there's no tie. So after the contest, I went to ask the former world champion. I said, hey, do you know what's the duty of the tie-breaking judge? He said, I know. I said, if you know, how come you didn't fill all the contestants in the form? The reply I got, right, is because I don't want you to wait too long. I said, I don't mind waiting. If that contest there is a tie, then we are in big trouble. So make sure if your contest chair, judges, know your duty, know your responsibility. Don't create a problem for the other person. They end up, when you see the thing, a heart pain. So the form is very important. Okay, this is evaluation ballot forms. Okay, the judges only return the bottom portion. You don't need to return the whole marking ballot. It's just the bottom portion. So normally, okay, in the judges briefing segment, you tell the judges to sign the forms and put their name down first, because we have instances where we receive the ballot, there's no signature. When there is no signature, the ballot will be discarded, will not counted at all. So make sure, advise your ballot judges to sign their name, put their name in the form. This is, you tell them sign and put their name, and you must rank the top 3, and this one must rank all the contestants for the tie-breaking judge. Okay, and there is announcement result. If there is a tie, this is how you break the tie. You look at, like for example, scenario 1, John and Pat and John is tie. So you look at the tie-breaking judge, okay, on the position, on the Pat and John. So the tie-breaking judge ranked Pat number 3rd place, John number 5th place. So the champion is Pat, followed by John, followed by Susan. So this is how you break the tie. You'll not say, oh, since the tie-breaking judge put Pat number 3rd, we rank him number 3rd. No. You look at the ballot counter first. From there, you break the tie. In the scenario number 2, if Susan and yourself is joint rank number 2, so you refer back to the tie-breaking judge form. Susan is number 1 in the tie-breaking judge form. Yusuf is number 4th. So the final result is Philip, Susan, and Yusuf. So far, so good. This is how you break the tie. So these are when you do a judge's briefing, and all this information is what you can get from the rule book when you do the briefing. Okay, and normally, right, I will encourage, right, if a chief judge, right, have this list of items, make sure you cover all the points. Whether online or on-site, these are the proper briefing points to cover. Right? And sign all the necessary form, the judge code of ethics, the certifications. Okay, and this one is for speakers. As a contestant, right, you need to sign these forms. Okay, and this is for timer record. So there's a discussion. Okay, if got 2 timer, okay, in physical contest, by right, it's only 1 stopwatch and 1 display the card. How about in online? It's also one timer show the display and 1 doing the recording of timing. This is a ballot counter sheet. I was strongly encouraged if you're a chief judge, right? Okay, the last time, right, we always have, how come the chief judge takes so long to count the point? Is that counting the point, how come take so long? So in 2008, when I volunteered to be a ballot counter in World Championship. So when I went there, I got a big shock the way they did. You just imagine that in the contest where you got 15 or 16 judges, they just start filling up the name of the judges of 16 of them, and they also just start to write all the contestants, 10 or 11. By completing all the writing, right, you'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. Then I said, oh, no wonder you all take so long. I said, before the contest, as a chief judge, as a ballot counter, get all this name filled up first. So when you go to a ballot counter room, what you need to do is just read the ballot, the number. Would that be faster? So this how you save time and be more effective and more efficient. Not just going there, start writing. It's too late, and you take a long time. Okay, this is for briefing for role player. Okay, who briefed the tie-breaking judge? Separately, right, the chief judge need to brief the tie-breaking judge. They don't brief the tie-breaking judge together with the ballot judge. And they also brief Sergeant Am. Okay, and timer. And make sure they have all the necessary form for recording. Okay, and during the contest, these are processed during the contest. Okay, if there is something wrong, okay, you can halt the contest and fix it. We have instances where in online contest recently, I conduct one training session in District 102. We have these instances where there is a tie, and the tie-breaking judge drop off the line. And when he told the chief judge, sorry, because I didn't hear the full contest, I cannot judge. So there is a tie. There is a tie. Then at that moment, right, if you are a chief judge, how would you address this issue? If there is a tie at that moment, there's two, number one, and the tie breaking judge said, sorry, because I didn't listen to the contest, I don't want to judge. So in that kind of situation, what will you do? Maybe I'd like to hear the Apisara, what will you do if there is a tie in such situations?
Again, please.
Okay, once again. Okay,
Hello.
what I mean is there's two person ranked first, and the tie breaking judge said sorry because I didn't hear the full contest. I cannot judge. So how would you handle this situation? Will you say headache? Call Paisan, call Nuchana.
I think I call judges.
You call judges,
Yes, I call judges.
but judges already give you their ballot already.
Because I think that I call the judges and ask them to vote for the two of them.
Oh, but okay, the one of the easier way to solve this problem is, okay, in fact I share with headquarters staff, even the member who asked these questions, right? In such situation happens, right? First thing first, right? You need to take ownership and responsibility as a chief judge. I say, as a chief judge, I will went up there before announcing the result. I will say, okay, I need to apologize to all the audience and all the contestants because we face some technical challenge. And good news, and I also have good news for you because there is a tie in first position. So I'm here to declare both of them join first. Announce both of them join number one. Okay? And I'll announce the result accordingly. And some member ask me, then who proceed to the next level? You see, when you solve one problem, another problem come out. You say, who will proceed to the next level? I say very simple. Okay. At least at that moment, we fix the problem, make our members happy where they are joined first. Okay. Point number one. Point number two, right? At that moment, right, I say, okay, who will proceed to the next level? The best way is to toss the coin. And the one who didn't get it right, you become an alternate speakers in the following contest. So at least we address some issues and move forward. So when you encounter problem, fix the problem first. Okay, don't let it accumulate until cannot solve. Okay, this is a result form. The result form is for, we always have this problem where the contest chair announce the result wrong in the wrong sequence. So as a chief judge, as a ballot counter, because you are the few person know the result beforehand. So make sure you open the ear, listen carefully, because in the event the order announced wrongly, you will be the one who stop to interrupt the announcement result. And in fact, this thing really happened in international level. I still remember when I involved in the first semi-final speech contest, because contest chair, first time chair, the semi-final is get so excited, okay? And he read the sequence wrongly. Okay, the first become third. So it's your responsibility as a chief judge, as a ballot counter, to hear the result. If read wrongly, make sure you stop immediately, because if the result announced is final, okay, then it is quite bad for the actual winner. So it's also your responsibility to hear carefully. Okay, and as a contest chair, it's also your responsibility to submit the final result to the next level, just in case the other speakers cannot make it right. The next level have this information to send email to invite the next contestant. So you need to prepare all this notification of result. Okay, protest. In protest, right? People like to protest in Singapore. They want to complain this, complain that. They say, oh, my husband is taking part in the contest, the wife go and protest. I say, as a contest chair, it must be cool and steady. Okay? Understand what can protest, what cannot protest, who can protest. Only limited to judges and contestants. We have instances say audience also want to protest. I say audience, you got no right to protest. It's only judges and contestants. And what can you protest? Number one is originality, right? Just how Kumbai-san mentioned, 25%. And how do you quantify this 25%? If today I quote a paragraph of Shakespeare material and my speech is 7 minutes, I use 3.5 minutes to quote Shakespeare material. Okay, it's really more than 25%. If I just quote a line of Shakespeare quotation, that is perfectly okay, and I give credit to Shakespeare, that is perfectly okay. So another protest is cross-referencing of other people's material. So you must, as a contestant, as a judge, as a contest chair, as a chief judge, you must know what can protest, what cannot protest, who can protest. So these are some very fundamental knowledge. Okay, today I will not cover any case study, and I will, at this moment, right, I'd like to hear any question from you. Any other question? And good news today is, okay, in any of my presentations, right, I will have this 88 days service guarantee. So you feel free to contact with me through Facebook, okay, email address, WhatsApp. If you got any question regarding today's training, if you got any question, I always invite you to contact me. If I don't know the answer, I'll make sure I get the right answer for you. So right now, I'd like to open for any questions. Eric, you have a question? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I got a question. I want to find out if after all the counting happened, and then we have at position number 2, a tie at position number 2.
Okay.
And then we bring in the result from the tie
breaking
judge. Yes. And then the tiebreaker judge, the position that he gave, let me say Philip was number 2. Philip and Yusuf were number 2.
Okay.
Then the tiebreaker judge bring his results and he gives Philip number 1.
Okay.
On his tiebreaker judge. That means Philip will get 3 points. It's about 3 points.
No. No. It's okay. Okay. Let me clarify. If Philip and Yusuf is number 2, when you open a tie-breaking judge, okay, and the tie-breaking judge rank Philip as 1, Yusuf at 5, you don't add additional 3 points to Philip to make it number 1. Okay. Okay. If the ranking position Paisan number 1, Philip and Yusuf number joint 2nd, okay, and the 3rd position is maybe Nutratna. So you only, when you open a tie-breaking judge, you compare the position of Philip and Yusuf. That's all.
Oh.
Okay. You don't add additional 3 points. Oh, because Philip, in tie-breaking judge rank number 1, I get him another 3 points, he become number 1. No. So the final result, right? Number 1, Paisan. Number 2, Philip. Number 3, Yusuf. Okay.
So what happens to, let me say the chief judge, his results were Philip, Yusuf, let's say Faisal, Philip, Yusuf, and then the fourth person was Sharia.
Okay.
Now, Philip, Yusuf are in position 2.
Okay.
Sharia position 3.
Okay.
And then the judge comes, the tiebreaker judge comes with his result.
Okay.
What will happen to Sharia? He is number 3. Now we have a tie.
Tie number what?
Now at number 2, we got
Number
the
2.
tie.
That Sharia is not placed because okay, when there is a tie right in number 2 position, right? Okay. The first one already confirmed. The other
Yes.
2, right? Is you just need to look at the tie-breaking judge to compare how the tie-breaking judge rank these 2.
Yes.
So if tie-breaking judge rank Philip number 1, so Philip will become number 2, and this one right become number 3.
Oh, then Sharia goes to number 4.
Sharia go to number 4 lah. You cannot say because that Philip was ranked number 1 in the tie-breaking judge. I add additional 3 points, then he overtake my son. So these are little technical knowledge for you to understand.
Yes.
Yes, my son.
Yes, I would like to come back a little bit to the tie-breaking issue. Just you mentioned about like when the tie-breaking results became abortive, and I think personally, my personal opinion is that there is another choice. Is that because when we are the chief judge, I don't know about others, but for me as a chief judge, I rank everyone. But personally, nobody knows that. So if can we do that if the tie-breaking judge the results not being available? Okay. So nobody knows who is the tie-breaking judge.
Okay.
Why not the chief judge take the authority? Take the authority to make a decision,
okay.
A final decision.
Number one, the chief judge duty is to select a panel of judges, and you are not a ballot voting judge, and you have no right to go and your duty is to assemble a team of judges, okay, to facilitate the judging process. You cannot say, I also do the privately, I also do the thing. Then if there's anything happen, I cast the last vote. No such thing. You don't have this power. So that's why you must always read through all the rules carefully. The reason why we have so many interesting case studies, right, is people like to do something out of the box, create like in Singapore context. Okay, they say, because of this thing called the table topic and evaluations, right? The first contestant and last contestant wait too long. So we have multiple breakout room. Then in the breakout room, we do the recording at the same time. We just play back the video. I said, number one, if you understand the speech contest rule book, right, you cannot modify the speech contest because under the general procedures, right, they will tell you the contest sequence, how to run the contest. Not because I want to be fair to everyone, I do the recording and I play back. And in the speech contest rule also mentioned the speech have to deliver in the real time, not playing back. Because if you are a contestant before, you understand. If you record without audience, your heartbeat will not pump so fast. When you take part in a real contest, whether in any speaking position, right, your heartbeat is totally different one. The anxiety, the excitement. So you don't modify. That's why these are all unnecessary problems, self-created. Life is, in fact, is very complicated. It can be very simple as long as we don't try to complicate it. Okay, hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, one thing added about tossing the coin, that there will be will be any problem when the
Okay, you see, the thing is, number one is that, okay, that's why you hope this sort of thing don't happen. But if this thing happen where both of them is joined first, right, and the tie breaking just form cannot substantiate it, right? Okay, I rather make two member happy where they are the first in division level first, rather than say, oh, because of I don't have tie breaking judge, we refuse to announce the result. We cancel the contest announcement result. How we need to put our mindset right on the contestant. They put in so much time preparing, and yet you deny that it will be better, right? You announce them as a joint first winner, then decide how to proceed the next level. Rather than say, oh, since the tie breaking judge not there, right? I as a chief judge, I refuse to announce the result. It happens. It happened in some contests, right? Some of the judges say, I'm not happy with the final outcome or result. I refuse to announce. So today no result. It happened in some of the club level contests, some of the area level contests. That's why I always mention to some members, right? In the speech contest, most case study happen where area and division, area and club level. These are because as leaders, we need to do the thing correct. If do the right thing, everything will be all right. But you anyhow change the thing, then you'll become the next case study for me to use in future.
Yeah, thank you. Any more questions?
Any more questions? Okay, Nozumi.
Hi. Sorry.
It's okay. No problem. I understand.
Thanks. I have a question about the timer.
Okay.
It does say in brackets that whenever it's like technically or like logical to have two timers. And as we are doing online, and it's quite difficult when you're not on site, you're not sharing the same phone, so the same timer, so you're not able to do it at the same time. So you will have two timers in separate locations, timing the same speech, and you will get two different times, even if you have someone doing the colors and someone recording the numbers. Okay, so my question is it actually necessary to have two timers, or is there a better way to divide the roles? Last time we did divide the roles in a few. I assisted in a few time as a timer in a few contests, and at the end it was a burden was placed on the first timer, as in that person has to switch the backgrounds, time and then also deliver it to the chief judge.
Okay.
The second timer, it was just like a backup. We're not sure if that person was actually recording and ready to change the background in case my connection dropped or anything. So
that's an excellent question. Even in the physical contest, right, only one member do the display of the signal and one doing the recording of timing. Okay, so my suggestion to you is, okay, in District 80 context, right? Okay, one will do the display of the thing. That's why in the appointment role, briefing is very, very important. That's why contest briefing, especially in online setting, right? Contest briefing is very, very important. If you are comfortable with one doing all the job to display the card, to do the recording, okay, it's perfectly fine. But okay, if you are not comfortable, okay, one do the display, the other really do the timing recording. So from the start, both parties have to really listen carefully. So the one who do the display will not do the final recording. We have instances last time, right? The chief just said, oh, because I worried, right? Okay, so they give two timing sheet for recording. So chances are sometimes, right, due to this marginal error. One record 729, one record 723, 733. One is overtime.
Yes.
So then we have all this smart person, right? Oh, we just take 2 and divide by 2. That's why we have just only one recording timing sheet. Don't
Okay.
create additional unnecessary problem. So that's why that's what they are trying to tell you.
Okay.
So I always advise contest chair, okay, or chief judge, conduct a very, very detailed contestant briefing or appointment holder briefing. You must have something like just now you can, based on what in my PowerPoint, right, the points, right, as long as you cover the all those points, right, in fact it's good enough. So I'll send a copy of this PowerPoint, right, to Chana, and she can distribute to everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If there is no questions, okay, are you ready for the test now? You need to pass the test before we can certify you. No, the most important thing is at the end of Eric, you got a question?
Eric.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. I once competed in a contest.
Yeah.
And at the end of the contest, I realized that after the results were announced, then we realized that the timekeeper, the timers, they were impressed by the speech and they forgot to switch off the time.
Okay.
And I got disqualified, not because I went over time, but because of the timers who were still impressed by the speech. And that's it. But it was realized after the announcement that, wow, and they confessed. What is the solution then?
Okay. Excellent question, Eric. In the speech contest rule, right, state, right, the announcement result is final. Okay. When the result is announced, it's final. Unless there's the order is announced wrongly, then you can protest. So that's why you have to understand what can protest, what cannot protest. So for your case, right, you realize that maybe the timer didn't switch off the light and they disqualified you. But do you speak within the timing or without? Eric, within the timing, right?
The timing was perfect. Even my own recording, my own video recording showed us for exactly 7 minutes.
Okay, number one, who told you that you are the one who disqualified by timing?
You
guess?
No, they announced it. There was one disqualification.
Okay, correct. Did they announce your name? Eric?
No. They did not.
Because you guess, ma. This is what purely you guess, ma. There may be other contestants over time, not you. Because when announcement result, right?
They said the timers, as they were interviewing them after the contest, the contest chair will congratulate them. And they said, we forgot to switch off the time when Eric spoke. Is when I realized.
Okay. Number one, when announce the result, okay, they will never mention your name. They can mention that, okay, when Eric spoke, we didn't off the light, okay? And the one who maybe go over time may not be you, maybe other contestant. So try to erase this incident in your mind, because number one, they didn't announce it's Eric went over time. No such thing. Maybe other contestant. They only say that when Eric speak, we forget to off the timing signal. Okay. So even you want to protest, you also can't protest because result now is final.
Yes. DTM Kim Sung, I have one brief example. Yeah, because when I went to the Macau contest on the 63rd story. You remember that day? Then the one who used the sign she forgot to put it down.
Okay.
I was the number 13 speaker. Yes, and then I went up there. I saw the red sign. After speaking only for 1 minute, but I didn't know it's 1 minute anyway. But after speaking, then I suddenly made a conclusion and stopped.
Okay.
And then someone started to boo. What happened? And then they said that the sign still red. Then they complained, and then some of the guy console me. Don't be sorry. I said, oh, this is the competition. Don't worry. But at the end of the day, International President Johnny Uy announced the winner. Paisan become the champion on that day. And then one guy beside me who is also the contestant, she was very angry. She said, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Yeah, because I supposed to have used 1 minute exactly. Because the stopwatch, the timer who uses a stopwatch know that. Yeah, this is the case. Don't worry about it.
Correct.
Because we have to go on according on that.
Okay.
This is what I experienced.
There's one classic case where in District 80 in this convention in Bangkok, Narai Hotel. You know Narai Hotel in Bangkok, where they organize this. And we always, during the contestant briefing, ask the contestant, right, okay, this is the position of the timing device. Okay? And everybody can see the timing device. And in Narai Hotel, right, because of good organizing check, Damrong and Paisan, right, they invest in the lightings. So when they invest the lighting, right, when the contest begin, right, when we test the lighting during the contestant briefing, right, the spotlight is not on. So when the contest begin, right, the spotlight is on. We got 10 contestants. Half of the contestants can't see the timing light. So at that particular contest, right, 5 of them went overtime. So as a contestant, right, it's also your duty. It's also your duty, right, to check with the contest check, is that the actual contest timing lightings? Because if with spotlight on, you can't really see the color changes. So these are something you need to learn, need to be aware as a contestant, as a contest chair. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank your Didi Nuchana, my good brother Paisan, to invite me to share this stage with you all. And I hope that these little sessions where you have picked up some ideas, some tips to be an effective contestant, judges, and organizing chair. And just gentle reminder, this service warranty 88 days is still valid. Okay, with that, I hand the control back to your Didi Nuchana. Over to you, Nuchana.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Kim Suong and DTM Paisan, for giving us your insights from your experience, how to become more effective chief judge or contest officer and also contestant. And we hope that we will go home to practice what we learned and become more effective in our roles in the contest. So thank you again for your time today, and we'll share the recording link and also the PowerPoint presentation with you as soon as we can. And
take photo.
Take photo, yes. I forgot.
In any training, I always mention, like, in Toastmaster journey, right, take nothing but photo, leave nothing but footprints. Hopefully, right, today, right, I can leave a little footprints in your heart. And this is Kim Seong from Singapore.
Yeah.
Open,
yes.
Open your camera.
Yeah, camera.
Please turn on camera. Jin Papjo? No. I'll take anyway. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I will share the photo as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Wish you all the best. Thank you, Kim Seong.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bro Kim Seong.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Hello.
Calvin.
Thank you, Kim Jong. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank
See you
you.
next time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Calvin, your child.
Yes.
Yes, my daughter.
Wow.
Getting bigger.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. Yeah.
Eric,
Hello.
it's not you. Went over time. Don't worry. It's not you. Confirm. Penalty plus stop. Don't assume it's you.
Yeah. So great. Yeah. But and Eric, wherever you are,